Hey guys, Harmeet here from Photo Insomnia, and today I want to talk to you about Aurora HDR 2019. Yes, that's right, 2019. This version is available for pre-order now. I have been lucky enough to get an early access to this software so I can trial it out, test it out, compare it with the previous version, which was Aurora HDR 2018, which is still great, but obviously they've made some improvements in Aurora HDR 2019. Which is why they're releasing the latest version. It has this powerful new HDR engine that can process your images into HDR much more cleanly, much more neatly, without the traditional HDR effect in them, which is, haloing and oversaturation and all those other things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open one image in Aurora HDR 2018 versus Aurora HDR 2019, and we're going to go through and set up the same settings on both, and then I'm going to do a comparison to see if I can see some differences, if I can see the improvements that the latest version brings, which will be a great reason for you guys, if you shoot HDR images, to upgrade to. So let's get to it. Alright, so we have the image open in Aurora 2019 as well as Aurora 2018. What I've done is basically try to keep the settings as much identical within the two. So we're doing a direct comparison and looking at the improvements that the new HDR engine brings in with Aurora HDR 2019. The main improvement in the new HDR engine is the ability to recover details between shadows and bright transitions. So here you can see it's preserved a lot of the details here of this steel frame, the architecture, and we can also see a lot more detail in the background. When I compare that with the other image from 2018 version, it's still quite bright in the background, not as much detail being recovered, and especially here on the right hand side, where again we have some windows and we're looking out, we can see there's some buildings there, but you can't make out much of the detail here, and also the frame is getting lost. Whereas if I go to the new version, this HDR engine has processed this image very well, and you can see all the detail here in the background as well. You can make out it is in fact a building, and you can almost beige color you can see. The other thing that I noticed, look here, this couple here, you can see their faces look very natural. Whereas if I go to the older version, they're a lot more orangey and pink, like HDR. HDR doesn't look good on people's faces. Here on the latest version, it's a lot natural. They don't look pink or orange, the complexion. Whereas in this one, it looks very orangey and pink. Look at how pink his hand looks. And here as well, you can see the colors look really saturated here in this area. In Aurora HDR 2019, the colors look a lot more natural. The detail, again, there was never a problem with the detail, but I think the detail is very well preserved with this new HDR engine. And so I think I'm going to enjoy using this. It is a big improvement from the earlier version. Alright guys, that's it for me. I hope that you found this little comparison with Aurora HDR 2019 versus 2018 useful. I can certainly see a lot more improvements in this newer version of Aurora HDR. So I'll certainly be processing my HDR images through this software. I'll put a link up in the video and down in the description if you want to try it. Use the link. It just tells those guys that I sent you to their website to try this software, and if you do purchase it, they will send me a small little commission just to say thanks. So it won't cost you any more, it'll just cost you the same, no difference at all. So thanks again for tuning in. Subscribe to this channel, hit that little notification bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye bye.